It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking.
So to start off, what is school climate? According to the National School Climate Center, school climate is defined as the quality and character of school life. School climate is based on patterns of students, parents, and school personnel's experiences of school life and reflect norms, goals, values, interpersonal relationships, teaching and learning practices, and organizational structures. For a school's climate to be assessed whether it is a positive and effective school climate or not, 4 major areas must be assessed: safety, relationships, teaching and learning, and the external environment. Each of these areas include a series of subscales of indicators. Here are 7 ways to improve school climate. First of all, building relationships, and this is by far the favorite part of my job. I've heard it said 1,000 times, kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Maybe greet students in the hall and tell them good morning and have a nice day, but never fake it, because students can always tell whether that's sincere or not. Set clear expectations and be consistent with them. This is something hard to get all staff to buy in on, but it's effective. Agree on basic set of behavior expectations for your entire school and communicate those expectations to all students and staff all the time. I don't mean simple things like be prepared and be positive. I mean rules that the whole school live by, such as when responding to adults, say yes sir and no ma'am. Or when you step foot into a classroom, you will not talk until directed by teachers. Now I understand I am mixing classroom rules with expectations, but I do feel it would be effective. Research talks about clear and consistent high expectations for all students school-wide. Thirdly, teach processes. When you want students to do something, teach them the process and steps it will take to get there. Whether that's when they can sharpen a pencil in your class or how you want them to walk down the hall. Teach it to them. Praise students for good choices. Compliment the good behaviors you are looking to reinforce. We all love to be praised. It's simply a part of our makeup. The 5th way to improve school climate is to keep things small. Kids are going to make mistakes. Avoid escalating small mistakes into big confrontations. Times have changed. The way kids are being raised have changed. The old saying, would you talk or act like that in front of your parents, can be answered by many students with a simple yes. So I would encourage you to be a de-escalator and not an escalator. 6th way to improve, be patient. It takes time for students to master new behaviors and social skills. When my son started playing baseball in the backyard, I did not get upset when he would strike out 10 times. I just kept pitching him the ball. You have to keep pitching your expectations over and over and be patient. 7th thing, play music. There's something music does to us all. I think it creates an inviting atmosphere and kids enjoy it. Maybe talk to your admin about playing music in the mornings before school, in the hallways or in classroom waiting areas, whatever it would be. And I think kids would truly enjoy it. What is school safety? Kind of switching over from school climate to school safety. The term school safety refers and includes the critical and necessary environment in which effective teaching and learning can take place. School safety supports student learning by creating and promoting a physically, emotionally, socially, and academically secure climate for students, staff, and visitors. I think it's key that we often get focused on maybe the physical safety, but the emotional safety is just important. I feel like all 4 areas, physical, emotional, social, and academic, are all equal to themselves, and we need not to focus on one, but focus on all of them in one. And school safety can be broken down into 7 different categories. Those 7 different categories, and this is just kind of a sample of broad safety categories. You have student behavior, digital internet and safety, gang activity, natural disaster and emergency preparedness, safety drills and sheltering, threats, and other health and safety issues. And as you look in each category, I've kind of created just some examples of what each one of those would be. And you can feel free to pause the video and kind of take a look at those. So we've talked about what is school safety. Now, what are ways we can improve school safety? Since we went with 7 ways to improve school climate, we'll go with 7 ways to improve school safety. First of all, develop a shared vision and vocabulary. Developing a shared vision and vocabulary is an important step that can powerfully and helpfully bring students, school personnel, and parents or guardians together to consider what we need and what we want from one another. We can then translate these values and goals into codes of conduct for adults as well as students. Second of all, ensure every student's connection with at least one caring adult in the school. Having at least one responsible and caring adult whom each student feel connected with is one of the most important steps that educators can take to promote a safe school. So if there's if each kid in your building can just be able to connect with one teacher, and that teacher could possibly make them feel safe in a variety of ways. Thirdly, break the bully victim passive bystander cycle. One of the foundations for school safety and an effective citizenry is transforming schools from a community of passive bystander who do nothing and add to the problems, or a community of upstanders who responds responsibly to problems. The fourth way to improve school safety would be to provide a social crisis preparedness practice and programs. Crisis preparedness programs are one of many important school-wide processes that importantly shape how safe people feel in school. Almost all schools have developed crisis preparedness plans that anticipate physically dangerous moments such as a fire or a bomb scare. But what is lacking is the emotional and social crisis management plans. In order to improve school safety, we must have a plan for when an emotional and social crisis happen. Fifth way to improve school safety, recognize and deal with trauma in childhood and adolescence. Over 6.1 million children between the ages of 10 to 16 have suffered some sort of traumatic event that places them at risk for problems with relationships in school. Educators and even school counselors often fail to recognize when a student may have been traumatized. Trauma infers with children's ability to learn. The sixth way to improve school safety is by addressing barriers to learning. There are a range of additional ways that educators and parent leaders need to consider what is undermining students' ability to learn. When we address barriers to learning, we are both protecting children and by definition promoting learning. Seventh way, stay updated on the latest research of school safety. With many new safety interventions and bully programs, it is important for schools to stay updated and make changes where needed. And just an extra one, keep an updated list of CPR certified staff members around the building. Don't just keep that list in the office. Hang it up near fire extinguishers around the school to keep students and staff informed of who can help in emergency situations. I hope this video was helpful and it gave you a better understanding of school climate and safety and ways to improve it. Thank you.